So next, we go to the moon, and that's the Palana Devata. And the Palana Devata is seen from the Amatya Karaka. The Amatya Karaka is the second highest degree planet.
Could you spell that?
Amatya Karaka?
Oh, Amatya.
Amatya Karaka. And it's the second highest degree planet. And again, because we're talking about spirituality, we go to the Navamsha. It's the ninth house. Deities, gods, their ninth house. And we look at the six from the Amatya Karaka. And we use the same rules. The Palana Devata makes sure that we have a house to live in, and a job, and work, and food. If you're starving, you worship the Palana Devata. He makes sure that you have sustenance in life and that you're taken care of. It's the mother, it's the moon. It's significated by the moon. So it's taking care of you and your family. The leader of the household should always make sure that their Palana Devata is happy. If you live in a house, if your father or grandfather's Palana Devata is happy, then everything is good in the house.
So why six when the karma comes out? We think six is...
Six it's about making sure your karma is good in this. It's not going to just magically a house will appear over your head and food will appear on your table. You got to go and work for it.
It's six from the Karaka.
Six from the Amatya Karaka.
From the Amatya Karaka
In the Navamsha.
In the Navamsha,
Okay.
yeah,
Is that word Palana? P-H-A-L-A?
Palana.
Palana?
P-A, not P-H. Palana.
And the moon is the significator of that?
We have the sun, the moon, and the Jupiter.
Okay.
There are, I think it was the conference we talked all about the sun and the moon and Jupiter. Here it is again. Hari Rama Krishna, the sun, the moon, and Jupiter. They're the tripod of sattva in our life. And so when we go to these higher level deities, we're still looking at the sun, the moon, and Jupiter. So the Ishta Devatas is significated by the sun. The Palana Devatas significated by the moon. The Guru Devatas significated by Jupiter. So right now we're focusing on the Palana Devata.
And I'm not quite sure I understand why it's in the sixth. I mean, the sixth house has to do with service. It has to do with enemies. It has to do with...
Not enemies. It's your work.
It's
your work.
It's that you have work. That means
It's a karma. It's a artha bhava.
Mm-hmm.
When we're looking in the Navamsha, everything is in trines in the Navamsha, and we're looking at artha trines, we're looking at kama trines, we're looking at dharma trines.
Mm-hmm.
When we looked at the Atmakaraka, we looked at its trines, 159. Yeah. We're looking at the Palana Devata, we're looking at the artha trines.
Mm-hmm.
And so the primary deity for the Palana Devata is coming from that sixth house. The other artha trines are also going to show certain deities, but not ones that we're going to focus on.
So the Amatyakaraka is the second graha?
The second highest degree.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you say if the Palana Devata is the 8th house in the Navamsha, does that mean it's not
It's
happy?
not about the 8th house. Still, you look for the graha.
Yeah.
If there's a graha there,
if the graha is in the 8th house,
yeah.
So does that mean it's not happy or something? Or
You go back to the Rashi to see if it's happy or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Whether the deity is happy or not, we see in the Rashi. Only what the deity is, we see from the Navamsha. For example, in my chart, I have a curse of Venus, and Venus is conjunct Mars. Venus is my Atmakarka, Venus is my Ishta. So there's a curse happening there. So my Ishta is not happy, and it makes my Atma suffer. So I have a curse of the Ishta. So to remove that curse, I could do lower level remedies and try and remove it through other forms of other upayas. But because it's an Ishta curse, the Ishta Devata is primary. There was even, Willa and I were at the conference, every indication of the chart showed that the planet was a goddess, a particular form of the goddess. And I said to Guruji, I'm like, well, why aren't you using... And then he said, it's the Ishta. So the Ishta overrides all other rules. And that's why we're teaching this is the foundation. Because the Ishta is that deity who is the primary deity that needs to be happy in the chart for everything in life, for all curses to be removed. How can a curse be removed if your Ishta is angry at you? Where will the real liberation happen if the Ishta, the primary liberator, is not happy? Just like we were with the examples of Ayurveda. It's the real root. You can give temporary patch medicine, but that Ishta is going to remove all curses in the chart.
But if Ishta happens to be the Badaka then?
Then do the Badak remedies.
I have that.
It'll show a little bit harder time getting to the Ishta as well. To meet that Ishta and come into... Yeah. As you see, I have a cursed Ishta. Look how hard it took. It took a few beatings on the head before I finally realized, I'm attached to the forms. If God is without form, why am I attached to these forms that He's appearing in? Or she's appearing in.
So with his and the Badak, that means he has to go through certain obstacles before he'll reach. It's
It'd be good. To do some Badak remedy would help get more quickly to the Ishta instead of making it more of a trial. So the Palana Devata. So Palana Devata is if a person is having problems with work, job, these kind of things. That's the real root remedy that we want to make sure is happy in the chart. And again, we use a Vishnu Rupa for the Palana Devata because it's about sustaining us.